Hello everyone, welcome to my new video. In this video I'll show you how I painted my other Halloween illustration, inspired by Halloween obviously. This is a very dark creature, something like, as I called it, Witchy vampire, or if you want to call it Witchy vampire, I don't care. This is not a good character and I wanted to portray it. Let me show you how I created it. Thank you so much for watching. Let me tell you more about this drawing. When I was painting this painting, I was looking at all old vintage photos, or should I say this is modern photos that was trying to imitate vintage style when people were taking pictures of them and there were ghosts on these photos. I wanted to imitate this effect and paint it with acrylic paints as I see it. I saw a video of other cool creator that was referencing this creator, and I was very inspired because this is not the only place where I saw it. I saw it earlier when people were taking photos and it looked like there were ghosts on the photos and it looks mysterious and beautiful, so I wanted to capture it. I wanted to create this effect of something supernatural happening on a picture. About this witch, at first I wanted to paint this witch who is not completely evil, but not a good character either. So I wanted to make like this witch is trying to spook you, but she is not a complete villain. But somehow it turned out that this is very creepy, and it looks like she's very not good character. So it was accidental. I wanted to make cozy painting, but somehow it turned out to black and white horror. So, well, it's okay. Maybe I'll try to capture it in my next drawings. Cozy feeling. When I paint villains or evil characters, I have this problem that when I paint it, I think about that I don't really like to create very stereotypical characters, stereotypical villains, because there are so many movies, series, cartoons where the villain is just evil. And why they do evil stuff? Because they're evil. And this is, to be honest, I think naive and boring, because in real life people are much more complicated than being this black and white. When I was thinking about this topic, that, I don't know, many people grew up watching the Marvel movies, and somehow some people understand that this is just a movie, and not all the people 100% good and 100% bad. But some people I know, after watching movies and comics, they still have this idea that there are only good people and only bad people. So black and white, no shades of gray. And I don't like this idea, because I think the world much more complicated. And in fact, for a long time I was thinking, what makes a person not a good, who is not a good person? And this is such a complicated question, because I've been thinking about it a lot. And if you ask different people, they would have different opinions. So I have my opinion. When I was making this vector illustration, I was reading about empathy, about what is cognitive empathy, emotional empathy, and supportive empathy. So I realized what it means to me to be a bad person. I think bad person is someone who does not experience emotional empathy. For example, and I understand why I think this way, because I'm someone who have high emotional empathy and very low cognitive empathy, and absolutely shitty supportive empathy. Cognitive empathy is when you can look at the person and understand what they're thinking. You read their mimics and you understand what they need. Emotional empathy is when you feel emotions of other people and you get influenced by that. For example, if someone crying, you want to cry too. If someone hurts, it hurts you. It also hurts you. The big mistake is to think that people who experience high emotional empathy, that they are very supportive, they are very kind. It's not always true, because usually stereotypically more kind people who have high supportive empathy. Supportive empathy is when you see someone in pain and you help them. For example, usually people who have high supportive empathy, they are very good at calming down, I don't know, children, animals. If they see someone who doesn't have money, they give them money, even if it hurts them. If they see, I don't know, what I'm trying to say, they feel emotions of others and they take actions too. But you may ask me what it's like when you have high emotional empathy but don't have high supportive empathy. It's something like you feel emotions of others, you feel someone in pain, and you can do absolutely nothing to help them. It's like you just froze there. And I think this is a pretty shitty combination, to be honest. And we may think what it's like to have high cognitive empathy and don't have emotional empathy. This is usually people who, I'm not saying that everyone who doesn't have emotional empathy that they commit crimes, but many people with high cognitive empathy, they lean in towards not very good actions because they cannot feel pain of others, and it means that nothing stops them from doing something bad to other people. So usually people who cause harm to others, they don't have emotional empathy, and I think it's pretty pointless to talk to people who doesn't have emotional empathy and try to reason them something like, oh, you should not steal from the poor, why would you steal, they don't have any money left. Because people who don't have emotional empathy, they would say something like, so what? Why would I care? You know? And I'm not saying that everyone would say that. I'm saying that many people who have this mindset, they would be something like that. So, what I'm talking about? I'm talking about that people more complicated than just being bad and good, because people with high emotional empathy still can do bad things. People with high cognitive empathy still can do good. But I think usually it's the opposite. But I may be completely wrong. It's just on what I read and what I seen online and sometimes in real life. Mostly online. And by the way, I saw memes on the internet, or it's not memes, it's just, someone phrased that if people call themselves empathetic and then do bad things, or something like someone called themselves empathetic but they were the worst person in the world because they were still doing bad things. And this phrase annoys me so much because a person who said that understands nothing about empathy. If someone can feel your pain, it doesn't mean that you will always be doing good things, because people can defend themselves. Kindness is not equal empathy, but often it's the case, but not always. When people are not very educated on this topic and they make these statements, and then other people are like, yeah, this statement is true, and start talking about it more and more and more, it just annoys me so much. I'm like, can you open a Google and read something about this topic? Because people who spread misinformation because they are being emotional and they have no time to open source and to just read it, and then people are complaining, why is the world such a bad place? Well, because no one is reading and checking the information and just start spreading whatever they want. And this is why. Okay, sorry, sorry, sometimes I get annoyed at some things. Okay, but if you look at my painting, I accidentally painted someone who doesn't have no emotional, no supportive empathy. I think, and probably no cognitive empathy, because this bitchy vampire looks so bitchy that... Okay, thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something new from me today, and maybe you liked what I created. I'll see you in next videos. Bye.